Hello, everybody, and welcome to Charts and News, Episode 7. Please like, subscribe, share the video. Subscription is imperative because this is a channel with valuable technical analysis and information. Alright? Charts and News. Finance, listen, I don't care about what they teach you in college or university or high school, okay? How do you play the game of finance? Learn how to read charts and learn how to read news. News is more fundamental. It's more long-term. Charts are more technical. It's more short-term. Get used to it. Learn it, okay? This is a great source to learn it. Get smarter. Let's go. Apple. I'm using it right now as a huge indicator for where the market is going, and I'm going to show you in the next 3 charts why we could be nearing capitulation. Now, I showed you guys yesterday this red line. You guys need to keep an eye on this red line, this $130 level. It's like 128 to 130 range for Apple. Like you can see over here, this little orange line. It is the channel for the 38.2% retracement since Apple's been rallying for COVID. So we have that. It's the 52-week low. We have that. Or the 52-week low is the bottom of this wick. And, forgot to mention this. This is a left shoulder, this is the head, and this could be considered the right shoulder. So if it breaks below that, it's also head and shoulders, and that could just lead to a bunch of downside, guys. That could be capitulatory. Want more evidence? Because that's not all my evidence that we could be near capitulation, obviously. QQQ is going through the same exact thing. Besides the head and shoulders, well, not, whatever. It's this point of support right here. It has to break through that, yada, yada, yada. So you guys got to keep an eye on both of those. Huge levels we're going through right now. Keep an eye on them. SPY, same thing, kind of. It filled the gap. Like I said, guys, I'm neutral right now. But if it goes down, and that's a big if, it could be capitulatory. And I honestly think it's going to go up, and I'm going to explain why later on. Okay. SPX or SPY, kind of the same thing. But this is another indicator that could be capitulatory, okay, guys? So this chart on the left here is now, like today. This is 2022, down, up, make money on the way down, make money on the way up. That's what we do, guys. Okay, cool. This is 2008, and I want you guys to know that these charts are fairly similar, okay? You got this down leg over here, this down leg over here. It goes up, goes down, kind of like chops around like it did over here, goes up again, cool, okay, goes up, goes down, and then like okay, cool. Now we get like this up/sideways trend, up/sideways trend. What happens after that? Well, we don't know what's gonna happen in 2022, but in 2008 we got boom. That's capitulation, guys. I mean, that was a 58% decline from the highs, okay? That's capitulation. Doesn't mean we're going to capitulate now. Absolutely not. But the technicals put in place how human behavior works, and for some reason, after three little mountains of lower lows and lower highs, we got capitulation. Once again, guys, this is the silver chart. It looks like it's going down. Gold and silver look like they're going down. It's down 0.6% today. Nothing crazy. Showed you guys yesterday. If you want more in-depth on why I think silver is going to go down, I showed you guys the bearish divergence and the red MACD as we're approaching a near key level. So check that out if you want to know why I think silver is going to go down. Yesterday's video. Charts and News, episode 6. 10-year yield. So I didn't see this yesterday, but this looks like bullish divergence. I don't know if this like would be considered it, but I think it is, because I mean, from this point to that point is a lower high, and this point to that point is a higher high. So it's bullish. On the RSI, it's a bullish divergence. We have a green MACD here. QQE signals is telling us long. It's above the 30-day moving average, and it broke out of this channel. And it formed a double bottom. That's like bullish all the way. 10-year yield, up, and away. We'll see how it is when it gets in this range. It could fail. Who knows? So I told you guys earlier, I actually think the market's gonna go up. I don't know about this 10-year yield. Like, we could hit a new scenario where 10-year, like, the bonds start going. Bonds go down and stocks go up, and they lose that correlation, and then stocks go down and bonds go up. Who knows? Because that's what it's been throughout history. But I see this 10-year yield going up, and I'm going to explain why I think stocks could go up. This is the put-call ratio, 5-day average. So the past 5 days was the average put-call ratio. It's a pretty good indicator. And CNN, whatever, says extreme fear. And you guys know what Buffett says, be greedy when others are fearful, okay? So this can't get any higher. It's almost like the selling pressure is so high that it's like you guys can start buying because there's no more selling pressure. Like if that's another reason. If we do sell off, it's going to be capitulatory because like we're already at pretty high selling pressure because look, this September 28th, okay, you want to know what happened to the stock market on September 28th? Look, I'll show you. September, look, around here. Okay, this is September 27th, and then we went up after that. The next peak, or the other peak for the put-call ratio was, okay, June 16th. I can tell you guys right now, I promise you it's going to go up. I don't even have to look, I just know, okay? June 16th. This is June 16th. We had some chop block up. This was like a violent bear market rally that we had in June. So, keep an eye on this. Keep an eye on this. If this goes higher, that means it probably sold off more. But extreme fear means it can't really get more fearful, guys. And if it does, it's the C word. You know what the C word is. So let's hop on to some news. FTX. So yeah, guys, I mean, I haven't really talked about this. I don't touch on crypto much. I like crypto. You guys know I bring it up. But I mean, FTX customers file class action lawsuit saying assets belong to them. Poor FTX customers is all I'm gonna say. I can't say I was an FTX customer. I'm gonna tell you guys confidently that if you're gonna own crypto, own it on a ledger or anything that isn't in an exchange, because all these banks are going through the same problem. They're Ponzi schemes. They use the customer funds for their own benefit, and as soon as the customer funds stop coming in, or in the bank's cases, as soon as people stop borrowing money, it's over. This man is a fraud. He painted himself. And guys, do I think that these customers are going to win this lawsuit? Probably not. Look, this guy's got more money than you can imagine, and sadly, the capitalistic country that we live in, money overrides the law. It's sad, but like, you got the best lawyers in the world, you got corruption, you can pay off judges, you can pay off politicians, you're gonna win. And this guy, I mean, honestly, I'm not gonna say what he deserves on this YouTube video, but he deserves grave punishments. Tesla set for longest ever losing streak as 69% plunge deepens. Yeah, Tesla's like underwater. I was wrong about this. I said I can't see Tesla getting sold off anymore. And I'm gonna keep saying it because I can't, but it keeps happening. And I think it's almost like a mirror of what was happening for the past 2 years, because everyone kept saying no one's gonna keep buying Tesla. Like, you can't. It's done. It's overbought. And people just kept buying it. And now it's the other way around, mirrored. The bigger the bubble, the bigger the crash, guys. That's how stocks work. If it's gonna go crazy one way, it's gonna go crazy the other way. And that's why, like, people like Harry Dent love bonds during these uncertain periods. He loves 10 to 20 year to 30-year bonds because they weren't going up much when times were great, so they're not going to go down much when times aren't great. It's a great thesis and way to look at it. And last thing, the Bank of Canada is warning Canadians to brace for a rough winter. So here's my take on this and why I'm showing you this, because this is not a big deal. Everyone knows that things aren't looking good. That's the thing, everyone knows. And I think that the mainstream media is trying to tell people that, like, oh, the recession is it's gonna happen, but like, whatever, it's gonna be rough and we're gonna get through it. But people are failing to realize that it's gonna be a lot worse than they understand. Guys, this to me seems like it could be worse than the Great Depression, worse than 1929, worse than 2008. Because I think 2008 was supposed to be a lot worse than it was, but instead we kind of just like put the heroin needle back in the addict and kick the can down the road, and now we're going to wait to see how it goes now. Like I say in every goddamn video, get out of the banks, get out of the fiat currency, get out of crypto exchanges, own your own assets. Physical metals is the... Guys, listen, I can sit here. Charts, when we talk about charts, I want you to know, this chart, I'm going to tell you what it's going to do in the short term. But if you went and bought silver at whatever price, $23.83 right now, good for you. You're making a great investment, because that $23.83, and then that's without the premium, so we'll say $30 that you're putting towards silver is going to be a lot more useful than the $30 in your bank account. I promise you that. No matter what happens in the short term, I love this asset, and I genuinely believe it's worth over $100 an ounce. If you look at the supply and demand and the fundamentals around it and how corruptly shorted it's been over the past 10, 20 years by specifically JP Morgan. You know what I mean? And you guys can look into that. I'm not making any of this stuff up. It's not a conspiracy theory. There's news articles about it. It's everywhere. It's widespread knowledge. And what happens to these banks when they commit these crimes? They just get fined. It's an expense. When you fine a bank $100 million, they're like, oh, whatever. It's an expense, guys. That's their cost of running criminal business. It's white-collar crime, and they get away with it, okay? Just learn how this stuff works. Learn how charts work. Learn how news works. You're not going to learn this in school, all right, guys? Share this video. Get it out there. Help people. Teach people. And let's revolt. This is us. We are the people. Screw the bankers. And they need us. We don't need them, all right, guys? I love you. Peace.